to the highly anticipated 9th Asian Cotton Research and Development Network Meeting and International Conference, where brilliant minds have gathered to exchange ideas, inspire each other, and shape the future. We are honored to have you all join us today as we embark on this incredible journey of knowledge, innovation, and collaboration. This conference serves as a platform for experts, researchers, and professionals to discuss breakthroughs, share experiences, and foster meaningful connections. To inaugurate this remarkable event, I am happy that we have amongst us Dr. Himanshu Pathak, DG, ICAR, and Secretary DARE, Government of India, to bless us. We also have Mr. Eric Treckentenberg, Executive Director, ICAC, Washington, USA. I also acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Roop Rashi, Textile Commissioner, Government of India, and Dr. P.G. Patil, VC, MPKV Rahuri. The event is also decorated by the presence of Shri Suresh Kotak, Chairman, Textile Advisory Committee. Also, Dr. Jha, DDG Engineering, ICAR. We also have Dr. Keshav Kranti, Chief Scientist, ICAC, Washington, with us today. I request Dr. C.D. Mai, President of ISCI, Dr. Sheikh, Chairman of the Society, Dr. R.P. Nazne, President, Fiber Society, Dr. Negum, President of ICRA, Dr. Y.G. Prasad, Director, CICR, and of course, our own Director of CIRCOT, Dr. S.K. Shukla, to please join all these dignitaries to light the lamp and seek knowledge and inaugurate today's event. When learning is purposeful, creativity blossoms. When the creativity blossoms, thinking emanates. When thinking emanates, knowledge is fully lit. And when knowledge is lit, life is enriched. I thank all the dignitaries for lighting the lamp and seeking blessings to inaugurate this particular event and conference. I request all the dignitaries to please occupy their respective seats on the dais so that we can go ahead with the function. We are privileged to have such distinguished personalities amongst us today who have significantly contributed to their respective fields and continue to inspire us through their countless work and research. The theme for this conference today is Innovations for Resilient and Sustainable Cotton Production and Viable Value Change. As we all know, cotton is an important cash crop. The Cotton Society is the backbone of technical and scientific support to Indian cotton. It has several laurels to its credit and has successfully organized several international and national events in the past. 9th ACRDN is the 5th international event which is being organized here because the Asian region is the most vibrant hub for cotton production, processing, consumption, and trade. China, India, Pakistan, Uzbekistan together account for 56% of world's cotton acreage and 52% of production. Thus, ACRDN is organized by Indian Society of Cotton Improvement, ISCI Mumbai, in collaboration with International Cotton Advisory Committee, ICAC Washington, DC, and ICAR's Cotton Institute for Research on Cotton Technology, called as CIRCOT, Mumbai, and Central Institute for Cotton Research, CICR Nagpur, in association with Indian Fiber Society, Mumbai. This event is also organized to celebrate the centenary of CIRCOT, which was established in 1924 as a small cotton testing laboratory, and also to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of ISCI, which was established in 1974. Both these institutes have grown not only in size, but in technical output too. For the pride, passion, and dedication for cotton research, let us all put our hands together and congratulate CIRCOT and ISCI and wish them many more years worth of celebration and learning. With this, I would like to play the ICR song, and let us all together show gratitude to the agricultural community of our country.
जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की, सुखद प्रतीक हरित भारत की। कृषि धन पशुधन मानव जीवन, दुग्ध मत्स्य फल यंत्र सुवर्धन। वैज्ञानिक विधि नव तकनीके, पारिस्थितिकी का संरक्षण। शस्य श्यामला छवि भारत की, जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की। हिम प्रदेश से सागर तट तक, मरुधरती से पूर्वोत्तर तक, हर पथ पर है मित्र कृषक की। शिक्षा शोध प्रसार सकल तक, आशा स्वावलंबित भारत की। जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की, जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की।
This is how ICR has enriched the lives of farmers and people of India. Thank you so much, ICR, for your contribution. I now request Dr. S.K. Shukla, Director of CIRCOT, to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, Secretary DARE and Director General of ICR, with a bouquet, shawl, and memento. This memento is made from bamboo by the tribal people of Gadchiroli. Thank you, Dr. Shukla. I now request Dr. C.D. Mai, Chairman, ISCI, to welcome Dr. Eric Treckenberg, Executive Director, ICAC, with shawl, bouquet, and a memento again. Charkha is a symbol of the cotton movement in our country started by Gandhi ji. So this is a beautiful memento presented to our guest today. Thank you, Dr. Mai. I now request Dr. Sundar Murthy to welcome Dr. P.G. Patil, VC, MPKV Rahuri. Thank you, Dr. Sundamurthy. In continuation with this, I request Dr. A.J. Sheikh, Secretary ISCI, to greet and welcome Dr. S.N. Jha, DDG Engineering, with shawl, shrifer, bouquet, and memento. I would like to acknowledge and welcome Mrs. Roop Rashi, Textile Commissioner, Government of India. Thank you, ma'am, and a warm welcome to you. I request Dr. Sujata Saxena to please welcome Mrs. Roop Rashi by a bouquet and a memento. Welcome, ma'am. We are really glad that a woman is gracing this particular August gathering today. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Sujata. I now call upon Dr. Y.G. Prasad, Director CICR Nagpur, to welcome Mr. Suresh Kotak, Director Kotak Commodities, Mumbai. Mr. Suresh Kotak is also the Chairman of the Textile Advisory Committee, Ministry of Textiles. I now request Dr. Nasne, President, Fiber Society, to welcome and greet Dr. Mohammad Negam. Thank you so much. I now request Dr. S.K. Shukla, Director, ICAR-CIRCOT, Mumbai, to welcome Dr. Keshav Kranti, Chief Scientist, ICAC, Washington, D.C. Thank you, Dr. Shukla. And with this, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries on the dais. Now to inaugurate and to present, I request Dr. Shukla to please welcome Dr. C.D. Mai, Chairman, ISCI. With this, I request Dr. S.K. Shukla, Director, CIRCOT, to please come forward and present the welcome address. Sir, please.
Good morning to one and all. Today's chief guest, respected Dr. Himanshu Pathak ji, Secretary there and Director General, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, New Delhi. Today's special guest, Dr. Shyam Narayan Jha ji, Deputy Director General, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, New Delhi. On the dais, Sri Eric Trashenberg, Executive Director, International Cotton Advisory Committee, that is ICAC, Washington, D.C., USA. Dr. C.D. Mai, sir, former Chairman, Agricultural Scientist Recruitment Board, and now presently President, Indian Society for Cotton Improvement, ISKI, Mumbai. My former colleague, Dr. P.G. Patil, sir, former Director, ICAR-CIRCOT, Mumbai, and currently serving as Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapith, Rahuri, Maharashtra. Our beloved Dr. Sri Suresh Kotak ji, Chairman, Textile Advisory Group, Ministry of Textile, Government of India. And Mrs. Roop Rashi Madam, Textile Commissioner, Government of India. Dr. Keshav Kranti ji, former Director, ICAR-CICR Nagpur, and presently serving as Chief Scientist, ICAC, Washington, D.C., USA. On the dais, Professor Mohammad Nigam, Chairman, ICRA, as well as he is Head Spinning Unit of one of the Cotton Research Institute in Egypt. And our former Director, Dr. A.J. Sheikh, sir, and presently serving as Chairman ISKI. On the dais, Dr. R.P. Nachneji is President, Indian Fiber Society. Dr. Y.G. Prasadji, my director colleague, ICAR-CICR Nagpur, various delegates from overseas, and off the dais, many my seniors are sitting there. Among them, Dr. R.P. Kachru is this ICAR-CIRCOT best bisher as well as our best guide. He is sitting there. Dr. Nawab Ali is there, who is our former Deputy Director General Agricultural Engineering. Dr. S.R. Gadak sir is sitting. He is Vice Chancellor of Dr. PDKV Akola University. Dr. M.S. Cairo is sitting, who is former Director ICAR-CICR Nagpur. In the front, Dr. K.K. Singh is sitting. He served as a former ADG Process Engineering of our SMD, as well as he worked as member ASRB. Now currently he is Vice Chancellor of one of the agricultural universities, Uttar Pradesh. Dr. P.K. Chakravarti is also sitting beside him. He also served as a member ASRB New Delhi. Dr. Kanchan K. Singh is sitting. He also worked as a former ADG. Dr. Gopal Krishna is sitting, who served as Vice Chancellor ICRCFA Mumbai. Sri Manoj Jain is sitting, who is Director Administration. Sri G.P. Sharma is sitting there, who is Joint Secretary Finance. And our former director, and Dr. Ravi Shankar, who is Vice Chancellor of ICRCFA, is Joint Director. Sahuji is also there. From industrial participants, I think I'm forgetting my ADG, Dr. K. Kairam Narsaya is there, who is currently serving as Additional Assistant Director General, Process Engineering, ICR. Beside him sitting our best friend, Dr. Khadanan Patel is there, who is member our QRT team. From industry side, Director Bitra is also sitting here. And from industry side, our best bisher as well as best friend, best collaborator, Dr. M.K. Sharma is sitting. Who is a CEO as well as whole-time director, Bajaj Steel Industries, which is world's largest ginning machinery manufacturer. He is sitting here. And there are many foreign delegates who are sitting here, as well as there are other industry participants. Sri Ramasamy is there from Rasi Seat Industries. Sri K.G. Bhatt is there. And Sri Dr. B.M. Khadi is there, who also served as former director ICR-CICR. Various heads of the divisions of the different ICR institutes, scientists of ICR institutes, faculties of state agricultural universities, ladies and gentlemen. If I have forgotten anybody, please pardon me. Dr. S. Srinivasan is our former director. He served 10 years, under whom we learned many things. And now at the outset, I once again welcome you to this mega event of 9th Asian Cotton Research and Development Network meeting and international conference on the theme Innovations for Resilient and Sustainable Cotton Production and Viable Value Chain. It is my privilege for the Institute to host the event of this magnitude to mark its centenary celebration and also the golden jubilee of ISKI. Though globally synthetic fibers have taken a dominant role, in India, cotton-based textiles are mainstay for textile and apparel sector. The country accounts for around 38% of global area under cotton cultivation and 23% of global cotton production. It is providing livelihood for more than 6.5 million farmers. India also has emerged as a leading player globally in the textile value chain. This institute, as we know, it was established in 1924 as a small cotton technological laboratory. Now it has blossomed into a mega premier institute under ICR, working on the post-harvest processing of cotton and value addition to its byproduce. Now I would like to highlight some of the major achievements of the institute, that the present that cotton was cultivated around 3000 BC. It was actually established by CIRCOT by its research in 1928. CIRCOT has made so many groundbreaking research findings such as double roller genes. We have carried out several modifications. Earlier the productivity was hardly 40 kg per hour. Now it has reached to 80 kg per hour. We are further modifying it to make it 150 kg per hour. We have developed different variants of lab model genes. We first lab model gene, which was an import substitute, was developed in 1967. Since that time, we have around 5 to 6 variant of lab model genes for different stakeholders. Also, we developed testing methods for fiber testing, for evaluation, particularly for maturity testing. We have developed a test standard and many more things CIRCOT has done, which we cannot elaborate here. CIRCOT has also found the exact force that is required to pull the fibers from the raw cotton. The fine structure of cotton fiber and its strength was evaluated using CIRCOT methodology. The discovery and the findings made by CIRCOT are still used by many cotton researchers throughout the India and world. The concept of inverse creep was also first reported by CIRCOT scientists, which is also used by many researchers now at present also. The institute is a front runner in creating the facility for gening research and capacity building in the sector. Now we have learned that our government of India has started thinking of establishing International Gening Training Center at Nagpur. The government has already initiated this one. We have played a pivotal role in modernization of Indian gening industry. Prior to 2000, Indian gening industry was completely using outdated machinery, imported machinery, and trash content was very high, and all operations were manual. When CIRCOT actually was participating in technology mission on cotton in 2000, within 10 years, our all gening machine industry is now fully modernized. It is capable of producing quality of cotton meeting the global standard if it desires to do so. Institute also has taken a lead role in exploring the application of nanotechnology in textile, and now we are exploring the application of nanotechnology in agricultural sector by producing nanofertilizers. The institute is also foraying into newer advances by linking with the national and international institutes, industries in PPP mode to address the needs of tomorrow. For example, we have started working on developing robotic harvester. That is actually, this technology is developed to looking into the aspects of the cotton cultivation in India, where we cannot have large machine like mechanical pricker, mechanical stripper. And hopefully within 2 years, robotic harvester will be in place in our country. We have also started mobile cotton quality assessment, instrument development, and will bring in level playing market in the cotton value chain. Institute has also has the significance in ensuring that every part of cotton plant is commercially exploited, from linter, hulls, mills, and also the cotton biomass. Once again, it is my privilege to host all the dignitaries and delegates for the next 3 days for the fruitful deliberation under the framework of 9th ACRDN meeting and the international conference. I once again welcome you one all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shukla, for sharing the history and insights about the technological advancements that have happened in CIRCOT. We are really proud of all the achievements and your contribution. I now request Dr. C.D. Mai, President, ICI Mumbai, to address the gathering. Dr. Mai, please.
The chief guest of the function, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, Eric, Dr. Jha, my all colleagues, Ruparashi ji, and all dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I welcome you on behalf of ISKI to this particular 9th Asian Conference, ACRDN. We had this about 3 years ago in Nagpur, and now we are hosting this on the occasion of centenary celebration and also Golden Jubilee celebration of this. Probably you all know, I am a man of cotton production, and we are holding the meeting in the processing institution, where I think Dr. Kachru is expecting it. Today, cotton is suffering. There are a large number of problems which we are facing in cotton. There are many issues which I think during plenary session, I think Ruparashi is aware that we discussed. And also we said that how this can be possible. Let me tell you, let me assure all the textile industry that as I said there, that textile people always feel that seed is the crux of everything. I said no, seed is only a part of the crux of the production system. What we are now missing today is the total management of cotton production system. Like we need proper water management. If I go to North India, there is excess water. If I go to Central India, there is no water. Now therefore we have a need to have water management. The pest management issues are very specialized. If I call pink bollworm, white fly, these are all specialized areas where we can have. There are wonderful management systems which we have done. I am president of another society, SABC, and we have demonstrated in 7 states how pink bollworm can be managed. And you will be surprised that this year, in entire Maharashtra, there is no pink bollworm attack. So that we feel that if these technologies are adopted on a larger scale, it can be possible. And the third, what we are now looking into the entire dryland areas, if many areas where there is a short, you see, we are rainfall about 400 millimeter, can we all these areas by legal action control short duration hybrids or varieties? Like a technology like HDPS, high density planting system, we feel 75% of the dryland area, which is 63% of the total cotton area, can be covered by HDPC. Now we have fortunately several sessions organized in this direction, Dr. Pathak. We would like to take a specialized recommendation, and we also want that these recommendations should really go to government. Because cotton is everybody's freedom. Anything, anybody, anytime sowing, anytime giving water, anytime. I think, and plethora of hybrids and varieties in the market. I think these are some of those issues which are really creating problem. So I request, I think government should make some control over actual from the time of sowing till harvesting in this thing. And if it is done, I am sure that we can achieve. I think this meeting will come out with some of those wonderful recommendations. We'll be forwarding it to ICR. So we really thank you all that you have come and blessed us on this occasion. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Mai, for touching upon a different topic and your emphasis on crop management for better cotton and fiber. Thank you once again. It's a privilege to hear Mr. Eric Treckenberg, Executive Director, ICAC, Washington, D.C. I request him to please come forward and express his views.
Good morning, everybody. It is an honor to come to the ACRDN number 9. I've actually enjoyed the hospitality of India for all this week, and I particularly thank Ruparashi from the Textile Commissioner's Office, who just helped us stage a very successful plenary. Without your office, it would not have been possible, so thank you. And I also wanted to thank all of our other colleagues who also helped make a plenary possible. And we really appreciate, we have great partners in India, so thank you. What I wanted to do is take a few minutes out, and those of you who went to the plenary might actually find some of what I'm about to say familiar. But, you know, I talked to Keshav just before I started and said, how familiar is everybody with ICAC? And he said, well, in some sense, yes, in some sense, no. I hope I paraphrased you correctly. So what I wanted to do is take a few minutes out and talk about where we've been and where we want to go. I've been in my job a total of 4 months, so I'm probably the least experienced person in cotton in the room, but so I hope you will forgive me. So what are we doing in terms at ICAC? One thing is we are continuing our work in data and publications because your work, the work that our staff does, is the center of everything we do. They're not only a core product of ICAC, but they play a critical role in supporting all of our other activities that boost farm income and make the case for sustainability. The data play an important role in helping industry and helping others understand markets, which supports a healthier global cotton economy. Some of the things we do specifically, we have a data portal where there's a tremendous amount of information that can be worked with interactively, visualization and scenario planning. As more users interact with the data, we've actually further refined it. We've seen some cases where we had an opportunity to improve. We have a data scientist who's been advancing this priority. Alongside the data portal, Keshav Kranthi has overseen a significant expansion of the cotton data book, which last count is over 900 pages of information. If there's something you want to know about cotton production, he's the source of it. And I believe it is unmatched anywhere in the world. We also have a series of publications. We have a specialty cotton report, which looks at things like better cotton or cotton made in Africa. And I'm sure at some point we'll be adding some examination of Kustari as it rolls out. Keshav also produces the ICAC Recorder. We publish a world textile demand, a review of the cotton industry, and a report on government measures. All these reports and the data have allowed ICAC to be the world's premier source of information on the global cotton economy. We've also produced a series of informational videos raising awareness about our organization and its activities. And all these are available on the ICAC YouTube channel. But at the same time, we also realize that it's important to engage the private sector. We have something called the Private Sector Advisory Council, which actually dates back to 2021. And it is the only global platform that includes the entire value chain from farm to the brands. And actually, we're in the process of rolling out a 5th committee to look at promotion. So this last year, PSAC was focused on traceability. But as we go and we do our work in the cotton sector, it's very important that we stay closely aligned with the private sector, because in the end, that's where the market is. ICAC is also continuing its work in instrument testing. Actually, when I was here in August, I toured the lab here. And given the complexity of specifications along the value chain, it's very important that we continue our work. And we have a task force on the commercial standardization of instrument testing of cotton. And it has been the defining standard-setting organization so that everybody is using the same instruments, and it's been in place for more than 20 years. We have other efforts ongoing. Dr. Kranthi has been supporting the upcoming World Cotton Research Conference planned for Uzbekistan next year. And we've also received a lot of other support from others in the private sector. So going forward, what do we intend to do? First of all, we've already started doing work in agriculture development. And since the plight of the smallholder farmer in India and in Africa and in many other places is one of our challenges, we want to continue rolling out our effort. We have developed a soil and plant health application that allows farmers to not only have better planting practices, but also to understand the carbon impact of what they do. A recent update will help farmers identify and resolve insect and disease issues. We've also developed a virtual reality cotton training program, which I watched it in use when I was with Keshav Kranthi and Cotton Connect in Maharashtra earlier in August. And it was amazing watching farmers put on the visual reality goggles and being able to interact with things and to be able to look at things in 3 dimensions. At first I was wondering, is it just a gimmick or does it really help people learn better? After watching how farmers interacted with the system, Actually, I do believe it helps people learn better, and that's really important. We also intend to pursue further work in South Asia and Africa to help smallholder farmers perform better. Another element that we're looking at is doing much more in terms of sustainability. As someone commented me earlier today, sustainability, actually I think Dr. Bengi commented earlier, sustainability is not just a side conversation, it is the central conversation. And so we're looking at supporting more work in sustainability. We have a process called the Expert Panel on Socio-Environmental and Economic Performance. At the same time, we need to look downstream. And historically, ICAC, and a lot of us agriculture people just look at production, we need to look in terms of textiles. And so we've hired a head of textiles to help us do more work. A few other things, we're going to be deepening our engagement with brands in retail. We're going to be making the effort to promote cotton as a good thing. I know we've been losing market share to synthetics, but we need to get the message out as positive as cotton being positive for the environment and positive for farmers. So in conclusion, I understand that the global cotton economy faces significant challenges from wild swings in demand, climate change, farmer poverty, and competition from synthetics. But I believe that ICAC and all of our collaborators can make a positive difference. I believe we will make progress. I believe we can face the climate change and fight poverty through growth. I believe we have a positive case for sustainability and ag development. We can boost the competitiveness of cotton, thanks in large part to your work, which helps us perform better as a sector. And I believe we can engage in the entire value chain from farm to customer through efforts in textiles, brands, retail, promotion, production, and create a positive and accurate image of cotton. Cotton can fight climate change, create quality jobs, and help fight poverty through growth. And I look forward to working with you, all of you, to make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eric Trechtenberg. Indeed, your data publications and online portals are very helpful for promoting cotton over synthetic, and I'm sure is going to bring a sea change in future. Thank you once again. With this, I now request Mr. Zurup Rashi, Textile Commissioner, Government of India, to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Respected Dr. Himanshu Pathak, chair of the session today, and the main guest we have here, all other dignitaries, starting from, I would really mix up some of the names, but I would, starting with Suresh Kotak sir, C.D. Mai sir, Dr. Kranti, Dr. Prasad, amazing set of the cotton scientists, industry which is present here. I'm sure I can't take all the names except that I want to express the gratitude that all of you have assembled here to take forward what we from government in Ministry of Textiles has synergized since last, I would say there was a very, very important interaction and meeting between Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Textiles, wherein it was decided that to see cotton value chain stronger in the way we want, we need to integrate horizontally among all the ministries. Technically, cotton in terms of textiles has been given as a subject under rules of business to Ministry of Textiles. So we end up engaging as the most important fiber we consider from farm to the industry. And Ministry of Agriculture joined in, and we have, I think, one of the first major successful project between two ministries to look at the core concern, which is relating to productivity. And I'm thankful to Dr. Prasad, CICR, and everybody who have really taken it forward. We look forward to replicate it for the sake of cotton textile value chain. We had, as Eric just mentioned, a very, very important discussion across and around cotton in our ICAC 81st plenary, which saw participation from the origin countries, from the industry, from the trade. And interestingly, the line given to us by Honorable Suresh Kotak sir was magical cotton connecting continents. And last 4 days, my feeling is that if we can connect so well among the various stakeholders, at the same time, we had participation from a lot of states and international participants, that if we can connect so well, then we can leverage it for cotton from the farm to the industry. And I welcome the suggestion of Eric that ICAC would be expanding, because this is to be sustainable. We cannot have a idealistic definition, as my dear friend Chandrasekhar puts it. I try to use his words a lot of places, that when we look at sustainability, we have to look at it holistically. And the enterprise need to be sustainable when we talk on anything which is sustainable. And herein, I believe, cotton itself starts with a lot of asset value in terms of being sustainable. And we are thankful for the work ICAC is doing. I am very thankful to Dr. Shukla for the kind of work it is being done for the farms, for the equipments. We did a recasting of our cafe, World Cafe in ICAC, to leverage the kind of connection knowledge we have across. Because we had the theme very aptly given that we try to leverage local solutions for local innovations for global solutions. So this is one of the fora which comes just very correctly just after those discussions, and I look forward that under the able guidance of Himanshu sir and all others who are present here, we would be able to leverage the connections we developed there with the knowledge which emanates from here for the strength of cotton textile value chain. Because for me, it's an amazing chain wherein almost 108 processes convert from the farm to a shirt that I wear. Now, 108 processes means I have amazing capacity to go for innovation, improvisation, and increase the value for all in the value chain, wherein obviously one of the initiatives have been taken for India by our ministry in engaging with the industry to brand the cotton. But the kind of amazing work you do at the ginning level is going to be at the foundation of any branding exercise, which is based on process and not just genetic origin in a particular region. And I'm sure that once we become that conscious and we give that kind of quality, the value to the farm will increase multifold, and there's different byproducts, lot of applications which we can see even in technical textiles will leverage cotton as fiber, as the support for whole of not only textile value chain, I would say all the livelihood options that we have here. With these few words, I again thank all of you. I would like to say I never knew I would have a dais job among all these luminaries who are here. I'm just a plain simple bureaucrat. But yes, I would like to say that if I've been given this job, I would try my best to ascertain and assure along with ICAR our synergies for the sector here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you. And it's your attempt of connecting the farm to the textile industry and adding to the value chain is immense. So thank you for that again. Next, I now request Dr. P.G. Patil from the Vice Chancellor of MPKV Rahuri to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you. Very good morning to all of you. Chief guest of today's function, Dr. Himanshu Pathak ji, Secretary ICR and DG Secretary there and DG ICR. Dr. C.D. Mai, President ISKI. Dr. Suresh Kotak ji, Mrs. Surup Rashi, Textile Commissioner. Mr. Eric, Executive Director ICAC. Dr. Kranti, Chief Scientist ICAC. Dr. Sheikh, former Director and Chairman of the ISKI. Dr. Jha, DDG Engineering. Dr. Nigam, Chairman ICRA, Dr. Prasad, Director CICR, Dr. Kachru, former ADG ICAR, Dr. Gadak, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dr. PDK Vyakola, Dr. Krishna Kumar Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel University of Agriculture and Technology, Dr. Kanchan Singh, Dean of the Sanskrit University, Mathura, Dr. Khadi, Dr. Srinivasan, former director, Mr. Sharma, Joint Secretary of Finance, Dr. Ravi Shankarji, Director CIAP, Dr. Gopal Krishnaji, former Director and Vice Chancellor of CIFE, Dr. Kairon, Dr. Sahu, and Dr. Nawab Ali, former DDG, and all the delegates, international delegates as well as the Indian delegates, ladies and gentlemen. As you know that today's day is a very special day because in Hindi we call as a Triveni Sangam, that is the confluence of three events. And number one is the centenary celebration of ICAR-CIRCOT, which is one of the oldest research institutes in India. And second, Golden Jubilee of Indian Society for Cotton Improvement. And third one is the inauguration of the most important network meeting, that is ACRD number 9. So as you're that being, I was also director of this institute. So it is my duty to say a few words for this occasion. The institute was founded under the stewardship of Dr. Turner, who was the first director, and started from the cotton testing laboratory. The institute widened its mandate during last 10 decades and transformed into Central Institute for carrying out the research on cotton technology. And I think most of the delegates may not be knowing the inauguration of this institute was one day before the inauguration of the Gateway of India, which is located in Mumbai. So is the importance of this institute. For me, it is an exciting experience as I got an opportunity to work for almost 28 years in this institute as on various capacities as a scientist, head of the division, director of this institute, and tried my level best to make the contribution in development of the institute. And on this occasion, I applaud the progress made by the institute during past years, and at the same time urged everyone associated with this institute, right from ICR and institute scientists, to work hard and continue moving forward with vigor and clarity of the vision. And I once again congratulate institute for its success, and may you achieve greater heights in the future, and wishing you all the very best for the CIRCOT centenary celebration throughout the year. And I also wish very good luck for the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Indian Society for Cotton Improvement. It is a very important thing that this 9th ACRD meeting and its theme was very apt. That is the innovations from resilient and sustainable cotton production and the innovations for the viable value chain. And these are the very important theme of this network. And I am also worth mentioning that I was also got opportunity to chair the 8th ACRD network, which was held at Tashkent, Uzbekistan, during that my period of 2 years, and it was a very grand success and memorable. And why this network is very important? Asian network is important because 4 Asian countries almost covered acreage of the cotton to the tune of 55%. And production is more than the 50%. And the 9 Asian countries' consumption is more than the 80% of the world's cotton consumption. So this shows the importance of cotton in this Asia. And you are all aware that India, I think H4 hybrid, which is the first cotton hybrid, is given to world by India. And I think Dr. C.D. Mai also remembering that technology mission on cotton, which was launched, and he was the actually chairperson for the mini mission 1 and 2. And during that 2000, only India's production is to the tune of 9.5 million bales. And after the launch of technology mission on cotton in 2002, it was just 8.3, and after 10 years, it is in 2012 it is 34 million bales, and that is because of also incorporation of the BT. Dr. Kranti is also aware that he was also witnessed the introduction of the BT cotton in India, and after that BT played a very important role to improve the India's production from 8.3 million bales to 34 million bales in just 10 years. And now you see in 2022, just again it is stagnated to 36 million bales. So problems of production side, Dr. Mai has also told that a deterioration of soil health, then resurgence of the pest and disease, challenges in mechanization, challenges in the access to the technology, increasing the production cost and reducing the profits, that we have to address in this conference. Again, the fiber side problems are the inefficient gins. Again, there is a lot of scope for improvement in the improving the efficiency of the ginning machines. Then issues in the fiber quality, contamination, trash, traceability, circularity for the sustainability, and synthetic fibers. These are the problems for the production side. I appeal all the scientists and researchers to address these challenges during these 2-3 days and offer exciting and disruptive innovations for this sector, so that the production and productivity will be improved, and 3 days deliberation will evolve joint strategies for improvement of cotton sector for the region. With these words, I once again congratulate and wish best luck for the institute, as well as the ISKI, as well as this ACRD Network 9. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Patil. It's a pleasure to have you at CIRCOT once again and hear from you. With this, now I request Dr. S.N. Jha, DDG Agriculture Engineering, ICR New Delhi, to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Yeah. Good morning to all of you. Namaskar. The most important and respected today chief guest, Dr. Himanshu Pathak ji, secretary there, and DG ICR. I think the present director and the immediate past director I enumerated all the names. So I will not take the names, all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, many big peoples. It is indeed a very important and historic moment. See, the persons who established the first laboratory, they are historic people. And now we all who are present in this hall here are going to be another historic persons, seeing this kind of events of 100th year starting from today. So all of you are the historic persons. Maybe after 100 years, when again 200 years should be celebrated for this institute, all these photographs and those things will be utilized. So we are the lucky to be the witnesses of this event. I congratulate to CIRCOT, of course, then ISKI, then ACRDN, all three events are happening at one time. That is really a very, very good, important sangam of our system and the celebrations. And of course, ICAC 9th. So I thank from the SMD side, also from the ICR side, to give the CIRCOT to this opportunity to organize this kind of international conference and meeting at ICAR-CIRCOT, Mumbai. I also, on behalf of ICR and on behalf of all the cotton stakeholders, and also from the SMD, welcome each and every delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The CIRCOT actually is a unique institute in the whole large system, which is only one institute in India which are working on the processing and value addition of this cotton fibers, and also some allied fibers they are also working. This institute has uniquely contributed to the Indian economy and to the better life of the Indians and Asian countries, you can say. Whatever, I think this is the only institute which are known by almost all the stakeholders. Many times I say that how many farmers are knowing about CIRCOT, how many entrepreneurs are knowing about other institutes. But this is the only institute where maximum number of stakeholders are knowing about this institute and the name of this institute. Directors, both the directors present and the immediate past director enumerated a lot of important achievements. And one or two I have I am adding because they have not added. I think as Honorable Prime Minister says always that we should have our own everything. We should be independent from the import and Atmanirbhar, self-reliant India. Sir, in whole world, only USA was making the standards of cotton. A lot of import was happening in this. A long back, no one is known, long back, only CIRCOT gave the Indian standards, we can say, for cotton. And that is being, not only that has not only stopped the import, but they are also exporting and almost 100% import is stopped. All Indians are using that. Similarly, lot of work with the Bajaj Steels, they have worked, and you may be knowing the last QRT report significantly say that only one machine, that is the ginning machine of India, designed by CIRCOT long back and of course marketing by the Bajaj Steel, is 300 crore per year. Most of the time we say that basmati are being exported so much. So things are exported so much, but machinery are also being exported. We are net exporters, and only one machines are 300 crore every year. It is being exported. There are so many starts. You will be surprised to know that there are inner garments, mostly having imported with the, we can say the not cotton. 90% or more than that are other fibers. But the CIRCOT has developed, and it has been fully commercialized. Many times we say commercialized means licensing, giving a small vendors. But here really you can find out, you can buy from the Amazon with the respective startups. And I think every month, at least 3, 4, 5 startups come here, take the training, and then they start their business. Revenue generation, I think it is one of the best in ICR. It is one of the best in the ICR. I don't say that it is the best, but if we calculate the per unit money given by the ICR, a per unit manpower, how many manpower are here, scientists and technicals and others, then probably it will be the highest in the whole North system, not only ICR. I give emphasis to calculate this, that how much funds we are getting, how much we are producing, and how much we can produce tangibly and intangibly. That is remarkably very high, sir. And also one technology recently, few maybe 2 years back, it was come that there are technology, madam, for you, that we should have a norms change from the government, that we have technology where minimal water in textile industry required for dyeing. We have the technology, a proven technology, used technology, but industry is not using. So somehow, somewhere, policy decision from the government has to be. Because after the temperature rise, water is another important thing in climate change. So that technology had to be adopted by the whole industry. But again, every time people say that institute should work. Institute cannot work in every aspect because there are limited manpower, there are limited. If they will go for extension for whole life, then they cannot, their talent cannot be utilized for more other important work which are coming with the time. There are many issues. Of course, everything is not good. Many issues, everyone is talking about the mechanization of cotton. But I think mechanization is not bad in cotton except in harvesting. Except in harvesting. Pre-production side, mechanization is almost 100%. Things are available. But again, the policy decision implementation agency has to work. We have all the machine, from land preparation to sowing, transplanting if required, interculturing, everything, spraying. All technology are available and people are using. Some farmers, innovative farmers, progressive farmers are using, but that has to be used by most of the farmers. Again, their government intervention are required. Post-harvest, almost all machinery are available. All machinery are available, and there are hardly any machinery utilized by any cotton industry in India where CIRCOT has no trust for improvement of them, or they have fully developed. Only harvesting, as our director, Dr. Shukla, has said, lot of people are doing job. Three companies has brought the harvester, stripper type and many other types. But in our country, that is almost not utilizable. It is mechanized. I don't say that is not working. But their efficiency and also the impurities, how much impurities are coming, that is more important. But in Indian condition, all are not so well doing, and we have in I think 6 months back, Mr. Kotak Sahab was also there. We made a committee for development of picking, just like a man picking individual, develop a robots. Problem is that people here, the production side and post-production side are disjointed efforts. I every time say, people, and madam also have talked only productivity. If the productivity is impure, production is impure, then what is the use of that? They are usually very less, or their money after that production, the post-production will be very high investment. I again urge all the crop science scientists, I have seen a few universities I have visited, that no project is passed where the engineering and technologist, I say in engineering, we say the boundary conditions. I will tell few boundary conditions for cotton. In Indian cotton, if you go in the field, you will see one flower in the bottom, other flower at the top, somewhere in the middle. If you see the cotton plant, this is just like a mango plant or banyan plant. If you see the size of the plant, and since at least 7 years I am crying that have a joint project, but only production, productive. People will say that, no, we have kept one engineer, we have kept one person, but they don't keep these parameters, that the harvesting parameters, as one of the conditions before release of the variety. If some improvement in production happened, varieties are released. There are thousands of varieties or hundreds of varieties are being released, but hardly anyone suitable for mechanized harvesting. Not only here in the whole cropping systems. So I urge the whole scientific community, please develop a program, variety development, and have a essential boundary conditions that it should have machinability properties. And till that some mechanical or agriculture engineer certify that this machine have the flowering of universal canopy management. So is good, it can be harvested, and then only variety should be. We have enough production. We can stop some 1 or 2 years for release of variety, just for namesake, if you are not able to. After a few years, you will not get the persons. Then also, the climate change is there, and our people, farmers, are hardly knowing about the carbon emission, carbon positive agriculture. That also required to be incorporated in each and every our Honorable DG Saab himself is a very known scientist in that field. He will, I think, give something on this. Then another issue, of course, is manpower. You see, many times, or I think personally, I am working in headquarters ICR also since 7-8 years now. Many times people think that research is only the job. Research is affected only by the scientist, or maybe scientist manager, research managers. But you see, the research started when you submit a project. And there are so many administration people, there are so many finance people. Their decisions also hampers the project. If you want some machine today, but some sanction, some approval comes after 3 years, their importance releases. So that we have the chain of manpower in research system, and that manpower starting from the conceptualization of the project, finally to the implementation of the projects. And which is the weakest chain that affect the, that determine the strength of the productivity of the research scientist. That also has to be seen. In the system, we have to bring the improvement. That where we are getting delayed, where we are not getting that things are required to be done. For CIRCOT, space is another problem, sir. Space, and we are trying to do the best. But probably this is the institute. If we will again calculate the output per unit area covered, then probably it will be the highest in the world. So that also has to be seen. And then also, I had, this is my job, that was 1 year back, I had told to establish the local gening center in the villages. But again, their fund is required, money is required. When you go to establish some kind of processing center, just like gening center, so that farmer can gene their cotton at their places in group, and then if they will bring to the market, probably they will get the more money, they will get the more return. But that is not happening because of the funds. And these are some observations. I will not speak much, but we are trying our best and hopeful that at least harvesting will be done by robots and primary level at least in coming 2 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jha. I'm sure it's a privilege of each one of us present here to witness the 100-year celebration as mentioned by Sir. And of course, mechanization is going to solve our future problems related to cotton harvest. So that was a good point that you have touched. I now request Shri Suresh Kotak, Chairman, Textile Advisory Committee, Ministry of Textiles, to please come forward and address the gathering, sir.
Thank you, madam. You speak very well. Good morning, dear friends. I am so delighted. Not only it is a delight, but it is an occasion to enlighten myself. This is an occasion where I would like to add to what Dr. Patil said, that this is a Triveni Sangam. I consider this becomes a Pavitra Bhumi. When it becomes a Triveni Sangam, it becomes a Pavitra Bhumi. So this area becomes a Pavitra Bhumi, and whenever where the stars, the galaxy of scientists gather together, it becomes a Pavitra Bhumi. I can tell you one thing, that science is transformative. And I would just like to add to what Dr. Jha said, okay, the scientists are, the research people are managers. I don't consider them a manager only. They are the causative agent of transformation. Everything, even God moves through the agents. So they are the agents, or they are the pariyas that changes the situation, and they are the proactivizer of transformative changes that take place in the earth. The scientists took us to the moon, and that is only, and that is why in our mythical books, scientists are called Brahma. So we should consider, and sir, this is a very important thing, that we consider our scientists as Brahma, and our old mythologies are written by this Brahma. And I may also draw your attention that in the Ved, Vishwamitra ji was the biggest scientist, and his references are also relevant today. Anyway, I am very happy for the occasion where I am able to meet the galaxy of scientists who have done wonderful work and contributed to the development not only to India but around the world. because the message of the scientists always go around the world through one way or another. Friends, we have a galaxy of people on the dais, and I am very glad to be having an interaction with them. The first thing I would appreciate Dr. Shukla, who has organized this function so well, and also the dignitaries who have come, Dr. Pathak, Dr. Jha, Dr. Eric Trechenberg, Roop Rashiji, they all come from yesterday's on-carry message. I consider ACRN as an on-carry message and further accelerator of whatever ideas were generated at the conference of ICAC. Let me also give you some view of ICAC so that I would like to justify my statement that why I am telling that it becomes a proactivizer and a continuation sort of a thing. The ICAC took into account all the scientists, and I give a lot of credit to Dr. Keshav Kranti that he tried to mobilize science into action, and science which was made acceptable, understandable, revealing scientific truths to the common people like us that we never understood. One thing, that cotton is a commanding crop. Cotton is a savior of the atmosphere, a very efficient environmental changer. So all these things we could understand only after the scientists. You all scientists, that's why need to be given a lot of credit. That all the myths and wrong impression that we have a lot of wrong impression that which Dr. Mai corrected so well, that we are using this much of the seeds and this much of the and the seeds are responsible for this, or the water guzzling. And both the scientists, Keshavji and Dr. Mai, corrected lot of wrong impression that we were carrying, that the use of fertilizer is, he gave the correct percentage, which was by one lobby, was told that it is 16%, and we came to know, no, it is only 3.3 or 4% only. Am I right? I would like whatever my learning, I would like to correct it. So this is an occasion for my learning, and I also give great respect for the synthesizer and a kind of converger of all the issues and getting everybody together in a unified manner. Roop Rashiji. Roop Rashiji, though she is the textile commissioner, and it is always understood that textile is a consumption industry. It's not a production industry. The agriculture is a production industry. So she has removed that ideas. She has invited all the scientists, discussed, and the kind of the topics that were arranged in consultations with the scientists as well as on the textile value chain. And that's why I consider theme very relevant. You can see, if you paraphrase the theme, the resilient. The cotton is not only, it has to be sustainable, but it has to be resilient. So it has to go into the multiple uses. So that includes the promotion. So resiliency has been given as a thematic reference, which I admire. And then the sustainable is another point. And that is on the production side and ultimately cotton being a derived demand, you see, it has to be worked out in a way in which things converge, and for that, the kind of the cafe which was arranged at ICSC, sir, I would give a lot of credit to this cafe, lot of new ideas, and when it comes out, I request my scientists who have the galaxy of scientists to read that. And if we work in a convergence which has been recommended by the ICSC, and here today we are in an accelerating mood and in a type of a mood where such great celebration is taking place, 100 years of CIRCOT, 50 years of ISKI, and I also give credit to various application of science that has been made, Dr. Sheikh. You would remember a lot of things. In 2000 also we have been discussing, and I have never missed any opportunity to come here, visit this august organization, try to learn that what great services our scientists are making, and I am thankful to all of the scientists. And here is Dr. Srinivasan, Dr. Kachu, a number of people, scientists have gathered together, but we have to carry the message together. Production and consumption has to work as prosumer, and we have to work together, converge together, unify together, and find out solutions together. So we are on the one side of the prosperity, one side of the, we can pull together as a locomotive and work to the benefit of all. With this, I am very glad, and I wish these functions to take in a glorious way and the progress in most masterpiece way. Thank you for coming here and giving a chance to me to speak a few words as a commercial man. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kotak, for your wise words of appreciation and also acknowledging the myths which were broken by the dignitaries on the dais and taking the textile industry forward. With this, I would like to say that today, as we are celebrating the centenary and golden jubilee, so there have to be return gifts. When there is a birthday, there has to be a return gift, like we say. So on this occasion, ICAR-CIRCOT and Cotton Society has brought a series of publications which are going to be released one by one. So I request the dignitaries on the dais to please do the honors. I'll be announcing them, and I request all of you to please release the books. I would first request Dr. Himanshu Pathak, Mr. Eric Trechtenberg, Dr. Jha, Mrs. Roop Rashi to release the publication titled as A Century of Research at CIRCOT. It has been authored by Dr. Krishna Iyer, former director of CIRCOT. It's a pleasure to see that the former people who have left the institute are coming back and helping the institute to publish things and continue their research. Thank you so much. Next, I now request the dignitaries to release a booklet on ICAR-CIRCOT, Promising Technologies. I'm sure this booklet is going to help the farmers and research to read the technologies and adopt them for better cotton in future. Thank you once again. The third release is the souvenir of the 9th ACRDN Meeting, an international conference, and ICAR-CIRCOT Centenary. The souvenirs, please. Thank you to all those who have contributed in making this souvenir. The next, I would request the dignitaries to release the book of abstracts of the 9th ACRDN Meeting and International Conference. The book of abstracts. I'm sure the abstracts are going to enhance the scientific knowledge about cotton. Next is the special issue of Cotton Research Journal, which is again going to be released by the hands of the dignitaries today. The cover page indeed looks very bright and beautiful. Thank you for doing the honors. These were a few publications that were released. So now we are going to have a technology release also. Why just books? We should have a technology which is coming from the Institute CIRCOT. ICAR-CIRCOT has developed a novel one-time equidistant pre-grooved chrome leather rollers in collaboration with BSIL Nagpur to avoid aforesaid problems. So I request our DG and Director Shukla sir to please come forward. We are also releasing the leaflets on this occasion about the technology which I am talking about, which is the pre-grooved chrome leather rollers. I request our DG, Dr. Himanshu, and Director CIRCOT, Shukla sir, to please come forward. And we have a sample which is presented. I request DDG Engineering also to join them. Mr. Eric also. It is a sample, so we could not get it on stage. So we have arranged a special release. Dr. M.K. Sharma, please join the dignitaries to release this particular technology. We are glad that this particular technology is an example of public-private partnership between CIRCOT and Bajaj Steel Nagpur. So we hope that more such technologies and partnerships with the private players will also be there in the future. After this release of technology, we also have a smart resource manual which has been published in 2 languages, Marathi and English. I would like to acknowledge and welcome Dr. Chaudhary also. Thank you, sir, for joining us for this particular conference. It's a pleasure to have you. The Smart Resource Manual is being released and has been published in 2 languages for the ease to understand, in Marathi and in English. सर आप लोग भी आइए. I would like to thank all the dignitaries for doing this Herculean task of releasing so many impressive research publications. Thank you once again. Moving ahead. Actually, I think I'm going to trouble the dignitaries again and again because there is a long list of things that are going to happen now. After the publications, I request all the dignitaries to honor all those who have excelled in their fields with a memento of appreciation. So we're going to have a few awards which are going to be declared. The first is the ICAR-CIRCOT Award for encouraging researchers, service providers, private players who are working for the betterment of cotton. I request Dr. D.G. Himanshu Pathak to present the first award, which is the Best Cotton Farmer Award, and is presented to Shri Amrut Rao Deshmukh. I request Mr. Amrut Rao Deshmukh to please come on the dais and accept this award. Yes, he's coming. It's a great way to acknowledge the farmers who are actually taking the technology or the crop, they're growing the crop on the field. So this appreciation deserves a big round of applause. Thank you so much. For the next award, I request Dr. Eric Trechtenberg to give away the Best Industrial Collaborator Award to Dr. M.K. Sharma, CEO and whole-time director of Bajaj Steel Industries, Nagpur. Dr. M.K. Sharma, please join us on the dais for this award. I request all the dignitaries to be present across all the functions and things that are going to happen on the stage. Congratulations, Dr. Sharma. Next, I request Dr. S.N. Jha to honor Dr. Santosh Sahane, CEO, 4Ks Agrotech Innovations, Pune, with the Best Startup Award. Startups are the future of the country, so appreciation for a startup deserves a round of applause again. Congratulations. I now request Mrs. Roop Rashi to present the Best Technology Licensee Award to Shri K.G. Bhatt, Proprietor, Precision Tooling Engineers, Nagpur. Mr. Bhatt, please join us on stage. I request our DG, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, also to join ma'am and do the honors of awarding Mr. Bhatt. It's a big moment, and of course, I'm sure the photograph has to be really good. So we can take a minute for the right photograph so that these memories are going to be carried in the future. Next, I request Mr. Suresh Kotak to present the Best Extension Support Award to Mr. G.H. Vairare, former GM, Mahakot. Vairare, sir, please join us on the stage. I think they have taken efforts in coming out with good work for cotton. So I request the audience that taaliya rukni nahi chahiye. You must keep appreciating their efforts that they have put in, and that is why they are deserving this award. And I'm sure new faces from the audience would be there on the dais next time to receive this award. So all the best to them too. Congratulations, sir. The next are the ISCI awards, which have been given for appreciating exceptional merit. I request our DG, Dr. Himanshu Pathak, to present Suresh Kotak Global Outstanding Cotton Scientific Award to none other than Dr. Keshav Kranti, Chief Scientist, ICAC, Washington, DC. Congratulations, Kranti, sir. Two luminaries are exchanging awards, I can say that. So congratulations. I would like to add, Dr. Keshav Kantri has done yeoman service to cotton fraternity, not only in India, but all the cotton grower countries in the world. To recognize his services, the first Suresh Kotak Global Outstanding Award is conferred on him today. Congratulations. I request Dr. Chaudhary, DDG NRM, to please join the dignitaries on the stage and give away the awards in future. So please. For the next award, behind every successful man, there is a woman. So we have Sandhya ma'am join Keshav sir to receive this award. Thank you so much. Next, I request Dr. Eric Trechtenberg to give away Dr. Rao Bahadur Ramanatha Iyer Award to Dharminder Pathak, Professor, Punjab Agricultural University, Ludhiana, for his excellence in breeding. Breeders are the backbone for any kind of crop improvement that takes place. So this definitely needs applause. I request Dr. S.N. Jha to present Professor R.H. Dastur Award to Dr. M.V. Venugopalan, former Principal Scientist, CICR Nagpur, for his excellence in cotton production technology. So from breeders to technology providers, we are going to appreciate and award each one who has contributed for taking cotton crop and improving it for future. Next, I request Dr. C.D. Mai to give away A.B. Joshi Young Scientist Award, which will be given to Dr. C. Sundarmurthy, Principal Scientist, ICAR-CIRCOT, Mumbai, for his outstanding research in cotton economics. So finance, again, is equally important when it comes to a particular crop and its success. Money saved is money earned. So economics definitely is very, very important. Next, I request DG Dr. Himanshu Pathak to present Cotton Man of India Award to none other than Shri Suresh Kotak, Chairman, Textile Advisory Group, Ministry of Textiles. Mr. Kotak is an ardent supporter of science, research, and technology of cotton. It is a Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution for betterment of cotton. Congratulations, sir. I now request Dr. Eric Trechtenberg to give away Krishi Maharishi Samman to our beloved Dr. C.D. Mai, President ISCI and South Asia Biotechnology Center. He was instrumental in the commercial release of BT cotton, the first genetically modified crop in India. Congratulations, sir. I request all the awardees to stand and everybody in the audience to please give them a big round of applause for all their efforts that they have done. Thank you and congratulations to all the awardees. Next, we have some few more awards. On the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of the Society, Award of Honorary Fellowship of ISCI will be bestowed on scientists for the contribution to the growth of cotton industry. This honorary fellowship has been given since 2002. I request again the dignitaries to present these awards as I call their names and their contributions in cotton improvement. First, Dr. B.M. Khadi, cotton breeding. These scientists might be retired, but their enthusiasm and their knowledge keeps on guiding us. The next fellowship is for Dr. V. Kumar, Cotton Physiology. Dr. V. Kumar. Next award is for Cotton Technology, which was given to Dr. K.R. Krishna Iyer. The next award is for Dr. S. Srinivasan, Fiber Physics. Dr. Srinivasan, please. The next award is Dr. P.G. Patil for cotton ginning. I'm calling out the names so that people are ready and ready to accept their fellowship award. Dr. P.G. Patil, cotton ginning. Next, Dr. R.H. Balasubramania for his cotton byproducts. Next, Dr. R.P. Natsne for fiber physics. He's very much here. R.H. Balasubramania for cotton byproducts. Sir, please accept the honorary fellowship bestowed on you today. I'll just read out the names again if we have missed out anything. Dr. P.G. Patil for cotton ginning, Dr. R.H. Balasubramaniam for cotton byproducts, next, Dr. R.P. Natsne for fiber physics. Congratulations, Dr. Natsne. The next fellowship award will be given to Dr. A.J. Sheikh for cotton byproducts. Dr. A.J. Sheikh. The next is Shri G. Chandrasekharan for cotton commodity as a cotton commodity expert. Chandrasekharan sir, please join us on stage. The next award will be given to Dr. G.R. Anup, Ginning and Pressing. Dr. G.R. Anup, please. Next, Dr. Muntazir Ahmad for cotton spinning and knitting. Dr. Ahmad, please join us on stage. Next is Dr. T.P. Rajendra, crop protection. Dr. Rajendra, please join us on stage for this award. The next award will be given to Dr. P.K. Chakravarti for his contribution in biotechnology. Dr. Chakravarti, please join us on stage. It's very interesting to see that cotton has so many facets to it. Breeding, to technology, to fiber physics, ginning, byproducts, and so on. Agronomy, crop protection, biotechnology, and commodity. This together adds value to the cotton crop. Congratulations, Dr. Rajendran. I would like to request Dr. Shri Shah to please join on stage and accept the award. Congratulations, Dr. Chakravarti. Please clap for Dr. Shri Shah. Thank you, Shah sir, for your contribution towards cotton. P.K. Chakravarti sir for his contribution in biotechnology. The next award will be given to Dr. M.S. Cairo for his contribution in agronomy. Cairo sir, please come forward. These are the senior luminaries that we have, and we are appreciating with these fellowships. The next, I request Dr. Sandhya Kranti to please come forward and accept your fellowship award for crop pest management. And I must tell the audience gathered here today that Dr. Sandhya Kranti is the first lady scientist to receive this award. So a big round of applause for this lady scientist who has contributed so much for crop improvement. Thank you once again to all the dignitaries. You may occupy your seats on the dais. And once again, congratulations to all the scientists. Keep doing good. Keep enhancing the knowledge of everybody who is working in the field of cotton and other crops in the country and abroad. I request the dignitaries to please join for a group photograph. Thank you. Now it's time to get the concluding remarks from our chief guest, Dr. Himanshu Pathak. So I request Sir to please come forward and give the chief guest address and enlighten the gathering here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honored guest on the dais, very distinguished delegates and guests of the dais, ladies and gentlemen. This is indeed a great day. This is a day of celebration. This is a day of recognition. This is a day of satisfaction. And probably, this is one of the very important days which I have witnessed in my life in the field of research. This is the day of century. This is also the day of half century. This is also the day of collaboration. All this, ACRDN. This is also the day when old, young, and everyone met together to take the cause of cotton forward. And CIRCOT is celebrating this day probably in the most befitting way. So first, let me congratulate each and every one of this institute for making this day. Let me also pay my homage to all those who 100 years back could think of establishing a laboratory which later transformed itself into an institute. My respect and homage to all those. My homage to all those who nurtured this institute for 100 years to bring this institute to this level today. All the directors, all the scientists, all the technical administrative supporting staff, and all the well-wishers of CIRCOT. Thanks to each and every one of them. And also the torchbearers of the institute, also the society, and of course, ACRDN, all of you. Today is not only the big day for CIRCOT, it is also a very big day for ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that one of its institute is celebrating 100 years today. This is not a mean achievement. So on behalf of ICAR and on behalf of Government of India, I congratulate and I wish all the best to this institute and to all those who have been associated with this institute, all through. May this institute be again achieving higher and higher altitude. Wish you all the best. Wish you all success. Friends, the story of cotton and story of India is in a much way similar. I was really becoming nostalgic to see when that charka was given as a symbol of respect and love. This spinning wheel, which Gandhiji took as the symbol of independence. So it is not a mere wheel. It is not few pieces of woods and then one or two pins. It is the symbol of progress. It is a symbol of movement. It is also the symbol of science, because wheel was the first one to be invented which made a lot of progress in science. And it is also the symbol of prosperity. In Sanskrit, they say charai veti, move on, and move on. And you can move on only if you have got a wheel. It was a symbol of independence, as I said. So cotton, spinning wheel, independence, and of course progress of the country for last 100 years could be very well integrated. And there you can go to what this institute stands for. I'm not going to enumerate again the achievements of this institute. But congratulations to Dr. Shukla and your whole team for taking all of this forward. And again, Dr. Jha and all the ADGs and staff for really mentioning all these big achievements. Today is also a day of surprise for me. I didn't know that most of my brilliant friends are working in cotton. Keshav is sitting here, Madam is sitting there, and then Dr. Prasad, I don't know where is he. All of us, and there are many others actually, all of us used to dine in the same mess in IARI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute. Keshav used to make very good cartoons and pictures and all those kinds of things. And I was knowing him like that only. Till today, he looks more or less similar. Though he has contributed a lot for cotton and of course, nationally, internationally. Let me congratulate on this occasion all the award winners. And again, congratulate and thank CIRCOT for identifying them, for recognizing their contribution. You have done a great job, Dr. Shukla, today. This is probably one of the big things what the societies and also the institutes should do, recognizing the contributors. And let me thank Dr. Mai also for moving all of these things forward. Mai sahab, aapke liye keh raha hu main. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. He has been a mentor to, not only to me, but I think to many of you who are here and who are outside this particular pandal. So relentlessly and so enthusiastically contribute, not only for cotton, but also in many other areas of agriculture research and development. Sir, from the core, let me thank you for your all contributions. I was just listening to Mr. Kotak. Sir, the kind of knowledge and the kind of energy which you have got, I mean, it is really, really phenomenal. Something which all of us need to learn. I don't know how much we'll be able to learn, but certainly we all should dream of learning something from Sir. And all of you who are sitting on this dais on this great day. Achieving 100 years itself is a very big milestone. All of us know and appreciate that. But then, continuing working for another 100, 200, 300 years is also not a small challenge. And that's what now CIRCOT has to learn. CIRCOT has to do with even more aggressive challenges. Today's India and India of 1924 are entirely different. Today's research and today's science cannot be done which we used to do, say, around 20 years back or even 30 years back or even 10 years back. Now is the era of collaboration. Now is the era of integration, what Dr. Mai was talking about. It is not only breeding, it is not only biotechnology, it is also of agronomy, it is also of water management, nutrient management, pest control, and all kinds of things. And also today morning I learned, madam, seed to sort. In the very good presentation which was given today, the whole value chain has to be addressed. And that cannot be addressed by only one discipline. Each and every discipline has to contribute to make it a success from seed to sort. And again I learned today morning that every part of cotton can be used for much better purposes. So then again, it cannot be a discipline of only one. It has to be multiple. And not only government organizations, it also be with the industries, with private partners, with farmers, and all. So what the G into E into M, and also social aspect, peoples. All these things need to be put into together. And that's what CIRCOT will be doing. So on this particular occasion, I thank each and every one of you to be here, to make this day for CIRCOT, to make this day for the council, to make this day for Government of India and of course Maharashtra. And your support will be even crucial, more and more important in times to come. As we know, cotton crop today has got different dimensions of problem. Be it coming from climate change, be it coming from water scarcity, be it coming from different and new emerging pests and diseases, biotic stresses, abiotic stresses, and so on. I shall not take you all through all those different challenges because today is not the day of all those problems discussion, but then we have to address all of this. And to address all of these things, 2 or 3 things we certainly need. We need new science. We need new research. We need new technology. And when you have to think of all of this, we need public, we need private, we also need farmers, policymakers, everyone together. So it is not only triple P, which we used to say earlier. Now it is public, private, peasant, policy, partnership. So all 5 P's have to be brought into together, then only we will be able to address the challenges and issues of cotton. We will be able to do it. I am sure about that one. So this institute needs your blessings, your support, and Dr. Shukla, to you and your staff, let me reiterate that council will be always with you. ICAR will be always with you to support this particular institute. With this, once again, congratulations to each and every one of you, particularly CIRCOT and of course society. And then I wish this particular 9th meeting of ACRDN be a grand success, be a source of collaboration, be a source of partnership. And Dr. Mai, again, and those organizers, we will be really looking forward for some very specific recommendations coming out from this Asian Cotton Research and Development Network meeting and international conference. Let me assure you, and which I was talking with Madam also, ICAR will be trying its best to implement all those recommendations as early as possible, and certainly will be taking help of Ministry of Textile and other departments to take along all of them to implement your suggestions. Thank you very much. Wish you good luck. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you, DG Himanshu Pathak, for your words of appreciation, assurance, and a bright future for CIRCOT and in general agriculture. Before we end, I would like to appreciate and always again welcome or thank rather some of the hosts that we couldn't acknowledge previously. So let me request our director, Dr. Shukla, to please welcome Dr. YG Prasad, Director CICR. Also, Dr. Sheikh, Chairman ISCI. Dr. Shukla, please welcome and thank Dr. R.P. Natsne, President IFS. And we must also appreciate and thank the director himself. So I request Dr. Sheikh to please welcome and thank Dr. Shukla for hosting this wonderful conference. With this, I request Dr. Y.G. Prasad, the Director, ICAR-CICR, to give the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and in front of the dais, it's my privilege to present the formal vote of thanks at the outset. I profusely thank Secretary Dare, DG ICR, for sparing his valuable time and being with us. Certainly, your presence, sir, has enhanced the value and prestige of this conference, 9th ACRDN, and centenary celebrations of CIRCOT. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. I also profusely thank Mr. Eric, Executive Director of ICAC, to be here and host this ACRDN here at CIRCOT. I profusely thank DDG Engineering, Dr. S.K. Jha, sir, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary, DDG NRM, Madam Ruprashi, Textile Commissioner, for your gracious presence here in this conference, and for the wonderful ICAC plenary that you have, as chairperson of the organizing committee. You have so wonderfully organized and brought us, all of us, together. From 35 countries, people have gathered, and then you have done a wonderful job. Thank you very much, madam, for your gracious presence and guidance, constant guidance. I take this opportunity to thank our great cotton man of India, Suresh Kotak Saab, who is always a guiding force, always a great well-wisher of cotton research, production research. Thank you, sir, for being with us always, all through. I also profusely thank Dr. C.D. Mai, sir, President ISKI, Dr. P.G. Patil, or ISKI Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, MPKV, Dr. Keshav Kranti, who is the Chief Scientist of ICAC and the man behind this 9th ACRDN. I also thank Dr. Nigam. He is Chairperson ICRA. Dr. Nachne, Fiber Society, Dr. Sheikh, again, organizing committee member of this ISKI, President, and Dr. Shukla, who is here on the stage, who has been the host of this 9th ACRDN and CIRCOT centenary celebrations. I have a long list of names to be taken because others can forget, but I have to take. And also greet and thank you, Dr. Nawab Ali, sir, DDG NRM, for your gracious presence here. Thank you very much. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. PDKV Akola, Dr. Gadak, sir, for your time and presence here. Dr. Kachru, ADG, former ADG ICR, Dr. Narsaya, ADG Engineering, Dr. PK Chakravarti, ACRB member, Dr. TP Rajendran, former ADG, Dr. KK Singh, sir, ASRB member and chairman of QRT of CIRCOT, Dr. Gopala Krishna, Director CFA, former, Director DCD, Dr. Wagmare from the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. KV Srinivasan, sir, former director, Dr. Mr. GP Sharma, JS Finance and JS Admin from the Council, QRT members, Dr. KK Singh, Dr. Patel, Mr. Patel, Director Bitra, for your gracious presence, sir, here, Dr. MK Sharma, CEO, Bajaj Steel, Chairman Rasi, Ramaswamy, sir, ED also is here of Rasi, Dr. KG Bhatt, Dr. BM Khadi, sir, Dr. Khairon, Dr. Bhagirath Chaudhary, Dr. Gujar, all the CIRCOT, CCICR, and all the state agriculture university scientists, delegates, and all the international delegates who are present here from 7 countries, from the national delegates from all the state agriculture universities and ICR, farmers, industrialists, startups, extension support scientists, licensees, ISKI, honorable ISKI executive members, each one of you, we profusely thank you. We congratulate all the awardees, honorary fellows. 16 of them have been conferred honorary fellows, all the seniors, elders, invitees. We profusely thank you for this. And already the scientists who have won various awards of the ISKI, each one of them 5 members. Members of various committees of the 9th ACRDN, especially I would like profusely place on record Dr. M.V. Venugopalan for the ACRDN abstracts, Dr. Sundaramurthy, who has been doing so excellently work for the ACRDN, Press and Media, Doordarshan. And I also thank the sponsors of this conference, Platinum members, Federation of Seed Industry of India, Messrs. Rasi Seeds, Diamond sponsors, Mrs. Bajaj Steel, Kotak Ginning and Pressing Unit, Gold sponsors, NSAI, PI Industries, Delhi, then silver sponsors, Precision Tooling, Engineering, Nagpur, then bronze sponsors, Messrs. Ajit Seeds and Jadhav Gas Private Limited. And at the end, I would like to thank profusely the organizing secretary, Dr. Shukla, for his painstaking efforts in putting together the whole of the thing, centenary and also the 9th ACRDN, for so organizingly, meticulously planning this and doing it with the ISKI and other societies, and all your team, scientists and staff and committee members for hosting this event at this prestigious venue. Thank you very much, and we again, all of us join all your 100th centenary celebrations. Once again, we wish you, and also thank Dr. Pratiksha, who was the master of ceremony for this. Thank you, Pratiksha, for doing a wonderful job. I think if I have missed out any names, please pardon me for want of time. And I thank from the bottom of our heart to everyone who is here, who has graced, and who has wished this conference well. Thank you very much. Dr. Sandhya also.
Now I request DG sir to honor Dr. Pratiksha Mahi, who was a former scientist of ICAR-CICR. She has come all together from Nagpur for comparing this function. Madam.
Thank you so much for the honor. A few announcements. DG Dr. Himanshu Pathak will inaugurate the exhibition after this session, and the second part of the plenary session will be continued here in this Pendal. So I request everybody to take part in the plenary session, and after that, the lunch would be started. So thank you once again from the bottom of my heart.
In this plenary, excuse me, in this plenary session also, chairperson will be DG and co-chair will be Mr. Eric, and presenters are none other than our DDG Engineering, Dr. S.N. Jha sir, DDG NRM, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary sir. I request every one of you, please join here.